This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Prichard. Bruce, what's going on, man? How are you?
Just enjoying the new happy year.
Well, happy new year to you. I am excited to be with you here. We're knee deep in 2021 now, and this is going to be a great month here on Something to Wrestle, and we're going to get things started in a big way. Of course, last week we had Raw is Federline, but today we're going old school, baby. We're talking about the Bushwhackers. Pretty fired up about this one.
Yeah, I don't think I ever met him.
Well, thanks for tuning in to Something to Wrestle, boys and girls. Don't forget to use Steven Singer and Geico and everything else. All right. So serious business. Today's show is all about New Zealand Kiwis, or the Sheephearders, or I guess what we all know as the Bushwhackers. We're talking about Butch Miller and Luke Williams. They weren't the only ones in the team, as we'll learn today, going back in time to learn all about the wacky team that once upon a time was anything but cartoony. Can you tell us about, the origins, when you first meet these two guys, or at least see their work, because they've been around a long time before they're the Bushwhackers?
Well, actually, man, saw these guys in the magazines, and it was Jonathan Boyd and Luke Williams who were the original Bushwhackers. Johnny got hurt at some point along the way, and there was a breakup of the team, and they went back to what was the original New Zealand or Kiwi Sheephearders, which was Luke Williams and Butch Miller. I said that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Goddamn. I'm a little punchy. So they had been the Kiwi Sheephearders. They had worked in New Zealand, Australia, and around is that they had done stints in Calgary, and then Jonathan got involved. The three of them worked as a threesome for a while. And then John kind of went his own way, and John started taking his hand in booking positions. I know John booked a little bit in San Antonio for a while and other places, but they were some unique characters. I met Jonathan Boyd first, and for whatever reason, John was coming through, I guess, Dallas at the time, and had done a couple shots in in Dallas, and he came through when we were with Southwest, and he was just Jonathan Boyd. So I didn't know, but I had met and been around Jonathan a little bit. And then there was a point around 1983, maybe 82, 83-ish, something like that we broke away. The Houston Wrestling office broke away from Southwest Championship Wrestling in San Antonio, and Bill Watts had bought into the territory into Houston. He was a third owner. Well, San Antonio, which was run by Joe Blanchard and, of course, Tully Blanchard, they had, I'm trying to think, Tully may have been booking at that time, but I can't remember exactly who the hell the booker was. But they were going to crown a new world champion. That's what you do when you break away a lot of times, is you crown your own world champion.
Right.
So they had this tournament and everything, and they made their TV, and they put their TV in Houston, which was, folks, this was before cable. This is where you had to get placement on a local station. And Southwest Championship Wrestling got placement in Houston for their show, and they were going to have the finals of the tournament take place at the Summit in Houston to crown a new world champion. Terry Funk was a part of it. Adrian Adonis, Lou Thez was going to present the championship, and so on and so forth. And Luke and Butch were there that night. So George Napolitano, who is a good friend of mine, and George is, people always talk about the Apter magazines and Bill Apter. Well, the counter to Bill Apter was George Napolitano, who basically shot for every other wrestling magazine that was out there. Apter shot for the London publishing magazines, and George Napolitano was the guy, his counterpart on every other wrestling magazine, if you will. So Napolitano and I were friends, and we went out, and he says, "Hey man," he goes, "can you give us a ride back to the hotel? I'm with Luke and Butch." I'm like, "Sure." So they get in my car, and immediately Luke pulls out a Ferdinand Snavitz and fires it up. And he goes and he passes it to me, and I said, "No, thank you, man. I don't smoke. I don't do that." And I'll never forget the advice that Luke gave me at that point in time, because this was 82ish maybe. I don't think it was 82ish. And I remember just going, no, I don't smoke. He says, "Stay straight, mate. That's my fucking advice to you. Stay straight. Always remember this, mate. You want to make it in the business, you stay straight." And, well, boy, I didn't take that advice. But it was a great night. It was a great night out with those guys. It was the first time that I'd ever gone out. We went to a Denny's, and Luke ordered one side of the menu and Butch ordered the other side.
Really?
True story.
I'll take this half, and he said, "I'll take that half."
Yes, because I was falling like this. And, and he's like running his finger down the menu. And the waitress was looking at him going, yeah, which one? He goes, "No, this falling on this side." And yeah, it was great. And they damn near ate every bit of it. Which, remember this story, Conrad, because we're going to come back to it in a little while as we go on and we get to talking about the Bushwhackers. This was just the Sheephearders, and they ate the fucking menu at Denny's.
Well, okay. I don't think I've ever heard a story like that before.
And they were, just the nicest, most genuine guys you'd ever want to meet. And then you fast forward a little bit to them coming into the Mid-South territory, the Universal Wrestling Federation, whatever the hell it was called at the time. And, man, we got to spend a lot of time together there.
Dwayne Gill, we're familiar with. Tell us about Barry Hardy.
Barry Hardy was Dwayne's partner, and they went around and they did a lot of independents in the Northeast area. Fucking terrific guys. That they would do different gimmicks. I think that they did the Ninja Turtles, as a matter of fact, in some of the independents that they worked when the Ninja Turtles were hot. And
you even let them try that once at a WWF show, right? And
yes,
when footage of that got out a few years ago, people went nuts, but it was Dwayne and Barry.
Yes, it was. And again, the thing about Dwayne and Barry both is they were old school in that you say, "Hey, guys, I need you on such and such a date." You could be 3 months out. You didn't have to think about it because they would show up that date and they would be there. They were dependable and good hands, really good hands. And unfortunately, had kind of been painted with that brush of enhancement talent that kind of kept him in that role, but tremendous guys.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.